everyone, welcome to a new video. It is me, Desiree, and I join you here barefaced because it is time to shop my stash again for May. And this time I thought I would pull out products I haven't used in like 2 years. And I'm basing I know that I haven't used them in 2 years because we've been in this house for 2 years, and I know I haven't touched these products since living here. So I know it's been 2 years. A couple of the things I have used, I don't have a foundation I haven't used in 2 years, for example, but most of these are gonna be kind of things I haven't touched in forever, or what I feel like is forever. But first, I didn't do a dedicated recap on the April Shop My Stash. I usually do one at the end of the month letting you know how all the products worked. I didn't do one. I mean, I did film it, but I didn't like the way it came out, and honestly, I decluttered most of the products. So I shop my stash for all of the makeup, the Wet n Wild makeup sticks. I decluttered all of them. I had the blushes, the bronzer, a highlighter, and a concealer. And although I liked them, the blushes were good, the bronzer, the tone was just not for me. The concealer was very, very light coverage, and I honestly think it's so similar to the Glossier Stretch Concealer. Very moisturizing, lightweight, glossy looking on the skin. It was really nice, but I know I'm never gonna reach for them again unless it's for a project like this, you know? So I decluttered all of those, and then I had all of these eyeshadows that I shop my stash for as well. And you wanna know something? I didn't touch most of them because I left them in a bag, and normally I put the stuff here in the drawer, so I kind of open it every day and I reach for stuff that I shop my stash for, and I left the bag there, and it was out of sight, out of mind. So I think I reached for a couple of these. Like I reached for the e.l.f. liquid glitter thing. I used the Stila green one time, and then that was kind of it. So kind of an unsuccessful shop my stash, although I decluttered a lot of the products and they went to better homes. The eyeshadows went unused. So I'm gonna kind of work those in throughout the year again because I do want to get some use out of those liquids. But for now, let's talk about the things I'm shopping my stash for May. And I wasn't gonna do an eyeshadow palette because I bought a bunch of eyeshadow recently. Like I bought the Melt Electric palette. I bought the Melt Brunette palette, although it arrived broken, so I'm gonna exchange it. I have a bunch of ColourPop ones I just bought, and I wanted to really use the new ones that I have, but I thought, you know what? Let's pull out an oldie. This is the Jaclyn Hill palette from Morphe, and I have had this for a very long time. Obviously, it's when it first came out. I don't think they sell it like this anymore, or this formula. From what I remember, it was reformulated, and it's not the same. But I have had this for a long, long time. I used it, and I feel like I liked it, but from what I remember in this palette was that the shimmers, the mattes were bad, but the shimmers were good, I think. And then when the volume 2 palette came out, it was vice versa. So I genuinely don't remember this palette or how it feels or anything like that. So I'm going to use this today, and I do already have eye primer on. I wasn't going to do eyeshadow because I'm not really feeling good today. Like I was up all night like with the chills and my throat was hurting. I don't have the virus though, I took a test. But my eyes are really red and like warm, so I feel like they're gonna get really red throughout the day, and I don't wanna have like, you know how it looks when you have a nice eyeshadow on with red eyes. But I'm gonna get a couple, I'm gonna do something super easy today, but I really wanna use that yellow color right there. So I'm just gonna grab that one, and then maybe that's it. Like I just wanna do something really simple on the eyes today. I want some color, but nothing like a whole look, you know? And I do already have eye primer on, if I forgot to mention that. I remember when this palette came out, it was like huge, huge, huge. And oh, this is nice. This is blending very, very, very nicely. I'm judging the whole palette based on this one shadow, and I'm like, wow, the palette's really good. Anyway, I remember when this palette came out, it was like huge fanfare. I think it sold out, and I remember not really wanting it. Like I wasn't into Morphe at the time, and I kind of like Morphe now. I think they get a bad rap, but what was I saying? I got sucked into like the hype of the palette, and I watched Jaclyn Hill like revealing the palette. She swatched every single shade. She talked about why she named it, why she liked it, and I was like, oh my god, like what a salesman. So I bought the palette, and I never really used it. I don't know, but maybe my taste has changed since then, or my skills, and maybe it's gonna work out really nice this time, you know? But I am looking forward to using this. I wish there was a shimmer in here I could put on the lid. Is that a shimmer shade? Ooh, this feels really nice. Ooh, look how bright those two are. You know what? I'm gonna put one of those really bright ones on the lid. Let me just blend this out a little bit more. Just have something a little bright. They look the same, honestly. They look exactly the same. Maybe that one has a little more yellow in it, but I don't even remember which one I just swatched. Let's just go for that one. Dang, these are like almost too bright. Like it might be a little too much. I'm just gonna do a little bit. I wonder why they changed this formula. I mean, I've only used 2 shades, but so far I think it's really nice. It feels really good, and for being as old as it is, it feels awesome. But then if I love it, I'm like, can I talk about it? Because they don't make this one anymore? I don't know. All right, I'm just gonna keep it like that. I might do like a bright pop on the inner corner, but I'm looking forward to using this palette now. Those 2 shades, obviously I just used 2 shades, but they felt really nice. Okay, let me wipe off my fingers with my Dior micellar water. So I wanted to do another entry in my Why Though series. My first episode that I did was on the Gucci setting spray, and I freaking love this stuff. And I thought, you know what, I'm gonna buy another way too expensive product for what it is, and this is the Dior micellar water. I've only used it a couple times, you know, so far so good. Does it feel any different than Garnier? Not really. But we'll see. One thing I am excited about though is that it doesn't have any fragrance. I thought it was going to be very, very perfumed, but it's not at all. And it works pretty good. Video coming maybe this month, once I get some more use out of it. So I didn't have a foundation that I hadn't used in 2 years. I didn't pull out a primer. Did I want one? Let me see if I have one. That's kind of old. Let's pull out the powder primer drawer. Not really. This is one I've always wanted to use up. I'm sure it's expired. It's the Neutrogena Healthy Skin. Like, look how much I have left. Barely right here. No, I don't know. It's like super separated. Hold on. Oh no, I'm just gonna let that go. That looks yucky. Sorry, Neutrogena. I did use a lot of it though. Nothing really in here. Nah, I'm just gonna skip a primer. And if I pull one out, I'll pull one out, but I'm not going to shop my stash for one. Wait. Tatcha, the liquid silk canvas. Let's pull that out. I honestly forgot that was in there. Okay, how do I even use it? Apply 1 pump after SPF before makeup for face and eyes. Oops. Okay. I don't trust those couple of pumps that just came out because they were really separated. Let's get a nice fresh pump. Okay, 1 pump. I have tried the Tatcha Silk Canvas Primer, like the creamy one you like scrape out, and I did not like it. Oh my god, this smells so lovely. Anyway, I didn't like it. I found it just peeled on the skin. Just did not enjoy it at all. But I got another one. I have a full-size one unopened. I got it in the beauty test tube, I think, the subscription box, and it's unopened and I kind of want to use it. All right, this feels good. I had some sunscreen on already for about 20 minutes, so it kind of feels like it reignited the sunscreen a little bit, so my face feels a little bit moisturized, like extra moisturized. If you have this, let me know. Let me know how you use it. I didn't have a foundation that I hadn't used in 2 years, so I just pulled out one that I always kind of forget about, the Neutrogena Serum Foundation. This is the Pro Vitamin B5, helps maintain skin's moisture barrier for healthy looking skin. I have the shade Light Medium 2. How long do I wait before I put this on? You know what? I'm gonna wait about a minute or two. BRB. Feels good. It does feel like it's drying. Like my skin doesn't feel as juicy as it did, but it still feels really good. Oh yeah, I definitely needed to wait. My skin's feeling a lot different right now. Okay, it feels pretty good right now. I'm gonna go ahead and put on the foundation. And I'm just gonna drip this into my fingers. Just pat it all over. I feel like I have too many layers on my face, to be honest, with the sunscreen and the primer. And then this, it feels a little bit like thick or something. Maybe it'll all dry down nicely though. Let's just bounce it in with my fresh sponge. It's so funny how long I will use a sponge before I call it like done. And then I get so used to the way that feels that when I use a new one, I'm like, oh, this is how it's supposed to feel the whole time. Looks good. I always forget about this foundation. It's really, really nice, really thin. I do think the shade is like a hair too dark for me. Like I feel like I do have to put a lot of bronzer on my neck, but it's not too crazy, but it's not a perfect shade match. But I'm excited to use that this month. And I'm just gonna use my favorite Kulfi Under Eye Concealer, the Main Match Concealer. And I'm gonna throw on a little bit, you know what I'm gonna use? The Ulta Youthful Glow Concealer. I don't remember using this one in this house. Have I? I honestly don't remember. And I had two of these. I had one in my locker makeup bag and one here. Oh my god, that's a lot. I don't know why I put so much concealer on. I used to love that concealer and I still really like it. It reminds me a lot of L'Oreal Pro Glow. Just something really light, fresh, dewy on the skin. It's really pretty. Let me just blend out the under eyes. So the next two products, oh my god, I look ghostly now. I'm kind of conflicted about the products I picked because I picked a cream blush and bronzer, but a powder highlight and a loose powder to use. So I don't know if it's gonna work out today, but we're just gonna go for it. I pulled out this, the Becca Hydra Mist Set and Refresh powder. I feel like I did use up a mini living here, I think. Like now a memory is coming back to me, but I'm not sure. But I have two of these full sizes and I have to use these because I'm just worried that they're gonna go bad, you know. Although powder products last, in my opinion, way longer than the expiration date. But I feel like this one I just need to use. And I did purchase the Hard Candy Chilling Wonder Powder, thinking it would be a replacement for this. This is an amazing powder. I won't shut up about it. I love it. But it's not cooling and it's not this powder. But I'm kind of really excited to use this today. I'm like, this is one of those things that I'm worried that it's not as good as I remember. Can you see all that powder popping up? And it has this little mesh thing right here to protect the powder from just falling everywhere, but sometimes it feels like you're not getting any. But I can still feel, it does feel cool on my skin. You know what? Now that I'm putting this on, this feels exactly like the Hard Candy powder. It mattified without making it flat. It looks nice without looking powdery. This, you know what? I think Hard Candy did kind of get this very, very close without the cooling effect though. Interesting. I did pick out a cream bronzer, the Fenty Cream Bronzer. This is the Cheeks Out Freestyle Cream Bronzer in the shade Macchiato. And I haven't used this in a really long time because I don't know. I genuinely don't know. I just kind of started using powder bronzers and then I got really into the NARS one, which I just can't stop using. But I haven't used this in a while. It definitely needs some love. And I remember using this on my sponge and really liking it this way. Oh, I was like, is it hard? No, it's creamy. Oh, I put way too much on. It's fine. I remember this blending out really easily, but that's way too much. All right, nice. I don't like putting this one on my neck, but I feel like I do need some bronzer, so I'm gonna use the Ulta Beauty Faux Glow Matte Bronzer. This is one I'm absolutely loving right now. And I'm just gonna put this one down on the neck, just so everything matches. So I pulled out the Milk Makeup Flex Highlighter in the shade Lit. I've had this for a very, very long time and I don't use it that much because I feel like the color is not right for me. I've always felt it to be a little too deep. Like I could just see it on my skin a little more, but for some reason I can't declutter it. Like I got rid of some other highlighters that I just came to terms with the fact that they don't work for me. But for some reason this one, I don't know what it is. I can't just say like, I gotta let it go. I don't know why. But I never ever use it. Like even though that I put it on, I feel like I can see a dark, can you see that? Like a dark part right there where I put this highlighter. You know what? I think I might let it go. Yeah, I'm gonna declutter this actually. It's too dark for me and I just need to be okay with letting it go. Although I love the way that it looks on the formula, maybe I should try a different shade. Let's try to tone that down because that's not working. You know what I'm gonna pull out? Cover FX highlighter in the shade Moonlight. This is another one I've had forever and I can't seem to let go of. It's just a little champagne color. I don't think I've used this in probably 20 years. Cool. I'm gonna throw this in the thing, take out the other one. Okay, blush. Let's do it. I don't know if this is gonna work for the look I have on actually. Like it's gonna be the yellow eyes with this blush. But you know what? Let's just do a little bit. Let me warm it up. It feels kind of tough. It's such a pretty color though. It reminds me of one of the Ilia liquid blushes that I have, like almost the same kind of color. I'm literally just gonna do one bounce because I feel like it's gonna be overkill and I'm gonna barely tap it onto my skin. Oh my gosh, like look how much color I'm getting with just, I'm barely bouncing it too. You know what? I like it. I thought it was going to be like a little too pink with the yellow eyes, but it's going to work. It's going to work. Let me throw on some eyebrows real quick. I can't believe how quickly I used up this pencil. The Rimmel Kind and Free, that's all I have left. I clicked it up yesterday and I'm like, wow. I guess I feel like I just bought this, but I think I bought it a couple of months ago. And I've been using it almost every single day, so I shouldn't be surprised. Earlier, I was feeling like I just wanted to sit in my robe on the couch all day because I really just don't feel well. But it's weird what doing something productive-ish, like I'm just putting makeup on, but it's weird how it'll like change your perspective because I still feel weird and my eyes still feel really hot, but I don't, like, I feel better. I feel better. It's interesting how that works. I almost want to leave this with no mascara. I kind of like it. I wore no mascara to work the other day and about halfway through the day I felt like my eyes were this big and I was like, where are my eyes even at? But I liked it for most of the day, but I don't know, I didn't get used to it I guess. But I kind of like the way this looks without the mascara. You know what? I think I'm just going to put a little tiny bit of the Maybelline primer on the tips of my lashes to kind of darken them because they're like see-through. But I think I'm going to skip the mascara today. Interesting. I'm going to do like a bright pop on the inner corner. Let me see what we have in this palette. I think I'm just going to use that same one that I used on my eyes. This one right here. I don't even know what the colors are. Beam. I feel like if they charged $5 more for this palette and put a mirror, everyone still would have bought it. Because a mirror would have been perfect in this palette. And I'm sure that was criticism they got when they first came out. Cool. I'm going to throw on some setting spray. I'm going to use the Morphe Continuous Setting Mist. I'm just really liking this one lately. And I am going to put a little bit of the Maybelline Sky High Primer just on the tips of my lashes just to make them look a little bit longer. I'm not going to do a full-on mascara, just a little bit so they're not totally missing in action. I gotta resist the urge to keep putting it on. I'm like, okay, might as well just do the whole thing. No, that's it. So that's it. You know what? I kind of like the way this looks without mascara. I mean, the lashes I did accentuate a little bit more with the primer. So here is a closer look at the skin. I really like the way everything looks fresh and dewy. Loving the eyeshadow and loving it without mascara. But I think like the brightness really is what's making the difference, but I like it. So that is the Shop My Stash for May. I'm pulling out the Jaclyn Hill palette and I'm really excited to use this some more. The Neutrogena Serum Foundation, the Tatcha Liquid Silk Canvas, the Fenty Cream Bronzer, and the Becca powder. Is that all I had? No, I had one more. Did I put it in here already? Oh, here it is. I already put it in the drawer. The Stila convertible color. So that's that. That's my Shop My Stash for May. I'm still trying to figure out how to incorporate these products into another video throughout the month rather than just at the beginning and at the end. I don't know. I'll try to figure it out, but that is that. I'm going to be using these products all month, and I will report back at the end of the month and let you know how it's going. But that is it. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe so you don't miss the next one. And I will see you later in another video. Goodbye.